The phoenix has risen again after the recent lunar eclipse. So today's topic is all about deserving and worthiness because this is something that I've just recently gone through with my shadow. I had a lot of dreams come up, a lot of things came up from my childhood, and there's this idea that if you're just better, if you just do something else, if you just keep working at it, that suddenly you'll be worthy. And I'm not going to share everything that happened in the dream because it does have some personal things in it. However, it was basically this. I was back in high school as an adult. I've had these dreams before. I'm sure a lot of people have had those dreams where you're back in high school or back in college and you didn't attend any of your classes. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but this, I think this is a thing. You can always tell me in the chat if it is or it isn't. But this recurring dream comes in where I'm back in high school. I haven't been taking any of my classes. I know I'm failing. I know that going to class, I'm going to get in trouble. And it's also really not for me because I've been focusing on other things. And always in this dream, I'm still aware of the fact that I'm older and I have children, and they're the ones that are supposed to be in school, not me. And I'm like, but I've already graduated from high school. I've already done all these classes. Why do I need to keep coming back and doing this stuff? It doesn't make sense to me. And there was another component in this dream where I had finally stood up for myself and I said to a parent, I'm not going to go back to school. And this parental figure, which is probably not even really my parents because they love me and support me no matter what I'm doing. But in the dream, you always get the shadow version. So this was a version of me as the parent saying, well, you're not doing enough. You ever had that feeling where you are doing so much and you still don't think it's enough? Or you are being something in the world and you've accomplished a lot, or you're an amazing person, you're giving and giving and giving, and it still doesn't seem like it's enough. Well, again, this is what came into the dream. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going back to high school. And my parent in the dream, they're like, well, you know the rule. If you don't go to high school, you have to either get a job or you need to go to college and you need to go into a program. And I'm like, I don't want to do either of those things. I don't want to go and attend a program that I know is not my passion. And I don't want to go and get a job because that's going to take away from what is really important to me right now. And I was told, well, then I'm not going to help you because you're clearly not committed enough to being a successful adult. And that's when I took my book out. Yes, this book right here, Empower Your Empowered Birth. Like I took that book, I had it in my hand. So this was a version of me that already had created the book. And I slapped that down on the table and I'm like, but look at what I have already done. Like, look at this. I have a book. This is something that I didn't think would have been possible, and I did it. And I did it while doing everything else. I was raising my kids on my own while I was writing this book. I also was taking classes while I was writing this book. I was doing absolutely everything, and you're asking me to do something that doesn't light me up. And I need that time. That time is important to me because I need to be able to make connections. And I have all these connections that I've made. And they're going to take off. They're going to go somewhere. And at that moment, I had this like epiphany. I was always good enough. Always. And it wasn't my fault that this version could not see the magic. And it got me thinking about the right facilitators and the right support. Out of my 5 pillars of empowerment, where a lot of my clients when they're coming to their birth plans, their care providers usually don't believe that it's possible. And I mean, I have a whole process to help them find somebody who is as closely aligned as humanly possible, but it's still kind of tricky because the thing my clients really have to do is believe in themselves more than the expert believes in them. If you only believe in yourself as much as somebody else believes in you, there's a part of you that still doesn't feel worthy. Now, the thing is, of course, you need to have good friends around you, and I have cultivated some amazing friends. I mean, I have Donald Stojak in my corner. He's an amazing adopted dad. He has believed in me from the start. And I was sitting there and I'm like, this guy is like a big deal, and I'm taking up his time. And he's still interested, like I can't understand it. At the time, I couldn't understand it. But then the more in connection with him I got, the more I realized, oh, I was always meant to be here. And I do deserve this. I do deserve his attention. I do deserve his friendship. And I deserve the friendships that I've cultivated. And I deserve to have the connections that I have now. And I deserve to have my book out on Amazon. And I deserve to have clients who love me. And I deserve to have the praise that I've been getting from that. And I deserve everything just because I'm me, because I am truly worthy, because I have recognized now my magic. Whereas before, I used to take scraps. I mean, have you ever gotten to that point where you're thinking you're doing something and people are attracted to your magic and your light, but you can't tell the difference between energy vampires and true friends? I mean, people will put on a mask and they'll pretend to your face that you're amazing while they're secretly resenting you and hoping you fail. And they will secretly try to sabotage you. Or it's like, oh, you can get successful, just not as successful as me because I'm going to keep you down and I'm not going to promote you. I'm going to do it passive aggressively only when it's in my interest. Like, have you ever had people like that? Well, those are the ones that can't truly see you. They're only seeing what they can get from you. And then there's the others that didn't go for their dreams and they're too scared to go after their own dreams. And they also hold you back because they're scared and they can't see your magic. So, I mean, with my clients, this is the same thing. Usually they're in a mom group and they're saying, I would like to decline this intervention. And all the moms swarm like a mom hive, as I call it, because it's like a swarm of wasps that come down and say, you can't do that. That's completely dangerous. But it's not always the same thing for everyone. Someone can look at a risk and be like, even if this happens for me, like, even if it does happen, I've got a plan around it. I'm okay with taking that risk because there's so much more on the other side that if I'm only scared of this tiny little possibility of this scary thing happening, I'm never going to see the beauty that's waiting for me. If I hold back on telling that person what they mean to me, I'm going to miss out on the possibility of them actually knowing how I feel. And it's not my fault if they aren't ready. It's not my fault if they can't see it. It's not my fault if there's something holding them back. I'm going to go for my dreams anyway. I'm going to sit in my deservingness energy. I'm going to go, why not the best? And I'm not going to settle anymore. Because when you truly see your worth, you're no longer settling. So right now, I have deliberately chosen to be very exclusive when it comes to who I'm going to take on as a client, who I'm going to get into connection with. I'm very intentional in what I'm doing with my business strategy right now. I'm very intentional with how I'm going to strategize with my personal life, with my friends. I created Carly Bonderud Uncensored deliberately so that anybody who needs just a little bit of wisdom from me, but I can't give it at the moment, can just go onto my YouTube channel, pick any one of those videos. It's like, I need help getting past fear. And Carly's really good at getting people out of their fear. Well, I put my magic out there. It's in a playlist. Or it's like, I want to hear more about Carly talking about true love and not settling and all of that because, I'd really like to have a better relationship. And there's a playlist for that. Or it's like, I love Carly talking about her parenting. I'd love to hear more about how she's able to do the single mom thing because everybody else is saying how hard it is and she's thriving. So what's her secret? Well, there's a playlist for that too. And like, I'm curious how Carly has been able to do her business for as long as she has. And like, I want to know her magic. Well, I mean, I have a secret weapon in my adopted dad as well. So it's not all me. And I have secret weapons with my other mentors as well, including Eben and Annie and Warren and Sasha. I mean, Virtual Coach Accelerator really did help me. I'm not going to say it that it was all me. I surrounded myself with the right facilitators and the right support. I surrounded myself with people who are high level, high achieving, and see me and see my magic and see my contribution and value my contribution as I value them. And of course, I deserve to have that friendship. Of course, I deserve to have those connections. Of course, I deserve their love and appreciation because I am giving as much as I'm receiving, and I'm amazing. So when people now praise me, or even just simple things like, I love that outfit that you're wearing, it's like, I know, right? I feel so good in it. I recently went to Susie Shear, which is a little store that we have in Canada. I don't know if it's everywhere, but this place usually has my business attire. And I was originally looking for a new blazer. I wanted a burgundy one, but I didn't like any of the styles. But you know what I did find? I found the nice little pleather skirt that I had been searching for the season before that, like the year before. I'm like, I would really like to have a pleather skirt again. I had them when I was 14. It was a staple in my wardrobe, and I couldn't find the exact style I wanted. Well, I found it. It's burgundy. It's really cute. It goes well with black, and it goes well with my dark goddess Scorpio personality. Because the other thing about being worthy and feeling that you deserve to have the love and appreciation is you're no longer afraid to just be yourself. Because now you're not looking at it as, well, they won't like me if I'm myself, so I need to perform, I need to pretend. No, no. Authenticity is key. So all of my multiple personalities, and no, I don't have multiple personality disorder, but I do have multiple personalities, as you've probably been able to tell from my outfits and from my just overall vibe that I have. Yes, I have a dark side. Yes, I have a light side. Yes, I have a playful side. I have a fiery side. Like all of it is me 100% because I have like a million different moods and I'm a reflector. So I'm sampling the energy and I'm like, ooh, I like that. That's another piece of me. That's another piece. And I'm constantly taking things that light me up and I'm leaving the rest because when you are in connection with me, it's always an adventure. And the people that are meant to be with me are going to appreciate that. And I was recently looking up something in human design because this is something I'm really fascinated about right now. And it was telling me how my overall strategy for networking for business is to cultivate a community of people that just love and adore me. And an old part of me, the wounded part, would have been like, nobody loves and adores me for me. There's no way. I have to always hide a piece of myself. And now I'm like, here I am, world. And I'm just going to tell you, if you're yourself, you're going to attract your people. Like, you're going to repel others, especially those that are playing the game and putting on masks, but you want to. You want to repel the people who are pretending. Because in this new age, what I'm seeing is that truth and authenticity is really the key. And as a Scorpio, I've always kind of been turned off by fake people. I remember back when I was in like middle school. I mean, we didn't have middle school back then, but I was in sixth grade, and I would be told, this is what the popular kids wear. And I'm like, that's not my style. I don't want to wear that. I don't care if that's what's popular. I don't care if that's what's in. And even today, when I'm looking at certain fashions, it's like, this is what you need to wear if you're going to have a certain style. And I have been looking at things on Instagram. It's like how to dress elegant. But at the same time, I'm not going to do that 24/7. I mean, yes, elegance is something that I really do appreciate. I love to have those pretty pencil skirts and the blazers and the hat and look like Audrey Hepburn, but I'm still me. And I still have the playful side where I'm like, ooh, leather jacket, ooh, leather skirt, like badass side of me. Absolutely. Oh, Disney princess side, fuzzy sweater side, like all of it. So my wardrobe is very eclectic. My music is very eclectic. My movie genres are very eclectic. If you ask me what my favorite book is, I'm going to ask you what genre because I can't pick. I really can't pick. And same with my friends. You'll notice that my friends are very diverse. Yeah, we might hang around in the same circles, but we're all ourselves and we all have nuances. And like that's the beauty of it. When you're fully yourself, people are going to appreciate you for you. When you're fully yourself, you're going to realize that you're always enough because you're going to attract the people who truly love that version of you, your best self, the one where you're just showing up proudly. You're not apologetic for who you are. You're just sitting there and you're like, here I am. Love me or leave me. It doesn't matter. I'm awesome. And, the other thing is if you're afraid of losing people because they'll see you, they really never saw you in the first place. They only saw what you could do for them. You were good for their ego. Wouldn't it be nice if you were just around people who truly saw every facet of your personality, all of your quirks, all of your weirdness, and they're like, your crazy matches my crazy so well, and I just want to hang around with you just because, like, it's just going to be fun. We're just going to have fun with this. And hey, even if you're having a really dark day, I still love you. Even if you're mad at the world, well, you're kind of I enjoy that. Like for me, I recently had a little bit of a tantrum and I was also thinking it's like even in my tantrum, I'm still lovable. Even in my sadness, I'm still lovable. Even in my craziness, I'm still lovable. And you know, when you have that freedom, you're not afraid of losing people. They're more afraid of losing you, because they're the ones that are missing out, not you. You get to be with you every single day. So you're not missing out on you. They're missing out on you. And if people aren't coming into your space right away, or you don't have as many followers as you thought you would have at a certain point, that doesn't mean they're not coming. That just means that you've got a few little advocates to start with, and then it's going to explode. So, I mean, I've got my people. I know my connections. I know my friends. I know those people that absolutely love and adore me. And the rest of them, well, they'll hear about me somehow. And the same thing for you. If you're in connection with me and you have something really, really cool, you think I'm not going to share it? Of course I am. Of course I'm going to tell others about you. That's one of the dangers of being my friend is that you're going to get more visible. I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to make sure that the world knows your name. I'm going to make sure that the world knows your magic. I'm going to make sure that the people that you came here to help are going to get that help. in one form or another. Maybe I convince you to write a book. Maybe I convince you to just write a quick worksheet or something that you then share and I can pass it on for you. Maybe I just give you a little shout out on my videos because I love you and I appreciate you. And like that's pretty much it. Like I just give you that little shout out so you know just how special you are as a friend and like a big supporter of me and damn straight. Like there was I mean there I don't say this too often because I don't really like to brag, but for anybody who's in the birth community, I just want to let you know that part of why I ended up getting a really nice red blazer and a white blazer and started wearing more color on my videos, especially for professional pictures and everything, was because something unexpected happened. Now, I have been in connection with Dawn Thompson for a number of years. I mean, I literally found her back when I was a mom who had just had a terrible traumatic birth experience. And I was thinking that this shouldn't happen. And then she was echoing the words that were already in my head. And this is part of the deservingness too. So this ties into deservingness is that at the time I thought that Dawn Thompson was larger than life. She was just this amazing person, and she still is. But the worthiness around being in connection with her has shifted over the years because of the fact that I now feel more worthy of being connected with her. Whereas before, I was kind of just following her stuff and sharing, and I was a rally coordinator. And that in itself was huge for me because I was sitting there and I'm like, who am I to speak? I'm a little wallflower. Nobody even paid attention to me in school. Nobody wanted to be my friend in school. They all told everybody else around them, all the new kids, to stay away from the weird girl. Like, this is the level of ostracism that I had endured. And it got even worse when something tragic happened in my family. We had to move down to the coast to get away from that. And like, it was just even trying to do a fresh start. I was hiding at my locker. So the thought that anybody would listen to me speak, or the thought that anybody would care about what I had to say, I had no illusions. I thought that it was just like, this is just something I felt passionate about and I wanted to do it. I didn't expect a big turnout, and I didn't really get too much of a big turnout except for a couple of years later at the Baby and Tot show, where I'd been recognized. And I hadn't realized just how much of an impact I'd had on the community. And it had all started with Dawn Thompson when she had decided to put out the Improving Birth Rally, and you could sign up to be a rally coordinator in your area and you would get all of the media materials. All of them were geared to the US, so I still had to edit them for Canada. So that was like my first indicator that's like, okay, even though I've got all this stuff, I still have to do the work and I need to custom tailor it for my area, which meant I had to get special permission to do this. But I was always a big supporter of her. What I didn't expect was for her to suddenly be a big supporter of me. And a couple of years into my empowered mom's journey, when I had decided to run my Facebook group and start interviewing people, I was kind of encouraged in my virtual coach community by people that I should reach out to somebody that would terrify me to reach out to. Just not because I didn't think that they would like be interested, but because of the fact of how high level they were. And I had a very small audience. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I would really like to have her come and talk to my group. Even though it's probably not going to be super visible, I would really love to just sit down and talk with her. And I reached out to her, and this was back in the summer of 2021. So at the time of this happening, that like this basically is how it went. I had left my partner. I had just started coaching one client into a one-to-one like capacity. I had my own little group calls that I did with my group class, which was basically me, Jenny, and two clients. And then at the same time, I was taking all of the virtual coach classes. I was trying to find a place to live because I was living in my dad's den with two kids. I didn't have any of my stuff with me except for just my computer and a few books. And I was doing all of this, and I just reached out to her. I sent her a message on Facebook. I'd added her as a friend and I just sent her a message, and she responded. And at the time, I was just blown away by this because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I actually got a response. And then she agreed to get on a Zoom call with me. And again, you have to understand the level of reverence that I had even back then for Dawn because of what she had done. She was like this larger than life figure in the birth community. I mean, pretty much a lot of birth workers still know and love Dawn today. And I mean, she's doing something amazing now. She's got a podcast. The second episode dropped yesterday, so I'm going to be watching that after I'm done this. And then I'm going to be putting a little blast out to my list to tell them about it because that's what I've been doing. And it's like, it's just, she said yes to the Zoom call. And then she said yes to the interview. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, she said yes. She said yes to me. Me, little mom behind a blog, me. Like, I'm not a big name. At that point, I was barely even started. I didn't have a book. And she said yes. But even that in itself, that professional recognition, that was powerful. But you know what's even more powerful in deservingness? When they see you and they love you and they're just out there cheering you on and they're straightening your crown and they're adding more sparkle to you, even when they could be doing a million other things. So, fast forward, I had done this interview. It was now 2023. So, the interview was in 2021. In 2023, I went down to Austin, as you know, and I was speaking on stage, and I had the recognition of Eben and Annie and the rest of the rest of my virtual coach family. And Donald was there too, which was amazing because I finally got to hug him in person. I got to hug Eben, I got to hug Annie, and it's like I'm home. But while I was down there and I'd spoken on stage, I had a black blazer on. This is where I say it's like adding the sparkle, and this is what Dawn did for me. And this is why you can tell she's got that heart and soul. And this is the kind of people that I'm in connection with, the ones that truly believe in their passion and that they're really about their mission to help others and to bring light and connect authentically. So I had a picture. It was on my Facebook, and I was wearing the black blazer, and I was standing on the stage, and I was all excited about this. And then she sent me a message. She didn't have to, but she did. She sent me a message and she said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm so proud of you. And I just wanted to also, I hope this comes as like not a criticism, but as take it in the love that I'm giving you right now, is that stop wearing black." I know I'm wearing black today, but that's because I'm in my dark phoenix energy and I'm not speaking on stage. But if I'm speaking on stage, I'm not wearing a black blazer anymore because of what she'd said. She said, stop wearing black because you want to stand out. If you really want to get your message out there, and I want you to get your message out there, you need to find some more color in your wardrobe. So, thanks to Dawn, I went out and I got myself a red blazer that same year. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for my signature red blazer. And then I've also added white. If I can find a blue one, I'll probably add blue. But when she said that, that meant everything to me. And that's the kind of friends you need. You need the friends that are even higher above you that maybe you might have thought at first you would not be seen by to see you. You need those people in your corner, those mentors who not only are standing for your professional success, but your personal success. Those ones who truly just want you to be your best self. And I have those now. I mean, Annie has given me tips. Sasha has given me tips. Even Eben gave me some tips on how I could show up as my best version of myself, an upgraded version, if you will. And Donald has helped me to be my best self. And I know that there's still another level for me to climb. There's always another level. And, it's just when you truly see your worth and those people arrive in your life, you have to stop questioning it. Once they've shown you who they truly are, once they've shown you that they truly do stand for you, they love you, they're not doing this to get anything out of you, which takes about 3 months to really figure it out. People can't keep up a game for more than 3 months. But once you really see it, then you can start to feel it. But you have to allow yourself to feel it. You have to be okay with the world not seeing you clearly. And I mean, as a reflector, I'm like 1% of the population, and I was not made to fit in the box. I was made to stand out of the box and to observe. And that's what I'm doing. I'm observing. And I see you. I see you trying to do things in a way that you think others are going to appreciate more, but you're going against yourself. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not it. People follow those that they know, like, and trust. And trust needs to be the key. If they don't trust you because what you're presenting is false, it doesn't matter if you say the right things or do the right things. The energy and intention is not there. And this is again how I've been able to recognize if somebody doesn't see me, I no longer take that on. So my family, the people that truly love me and support me, they'll eventually see it. And those that were only looking for me to be one way, I no longer cling to that pattern. I don't have to pretend or hold myself back to be loved. I have love. I am love. And you are love. And you have love. And maybe it's not in your current environment. Maybe you have to go adventure out and seek your people. But you're never going to find them if you're not speaking your truth and being yourself. Your full, unapologetic, fully deserving of love self. So, if you are ready to make some magic in the last 4 months of this year, then I'm just going to invite you to be yourself and to trust that those who see you and recognize they're crazy and you're crazy are going to gravitate towards that. They're going to love that. The things that you thought made you too much or not enough, somebody else is going to think you're just right. The Goldilocks, if you will. The Goldilocks who sees this is just right. This is absolutely perfect. Just the way it is. Not too hard, not too soft. Not too hot, not too cold. So, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find value in this and you want to give me some love, you can always comment in the chat I do put these on YouTube as well, so you can go and send me love over there. You can go and also subscribe or just go check out the playlists because I'm putting everything in a playlist so that if you're looking for a specific topic, you can find it. And this is my own little creative project. Like, I just do this because it's fun, because it's authentically me, because I felt inspired. And I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after that, but what I do know is that this is part of my legacy. This is part of what I want to leave behind. So, what do you want to leave behind? Do you want to stay behind a mask and just do what other people tell you to do for the rest of your life? Or do you want to live your life? Do you want to experience your life? Don't you deserve that? Don't you deserve to have the most extraordinary life? Don't you deserve to have extraordinary friends that are standing in your corner? Don't you deserve to have those friends that have become family around you? Don't you deserve to just wake up every morning and be like, what new thing can I create? Don't you deserve to feel the love even when you're at your worst? Don't you deserve to have the most extraordinary partner by your side? The one that's like, out of every single person in the world, I choose you. Like, don't you deserve to have that? Don't you deserve to be chosen? I say you do. I say you deserve to be chosen. So I am going to go and edit a video that I recorded for my own channel for my business. And I'm going to write my newsletter today. And then I've got another weekend all to myself. The kids are off tomorrow. There's a pro D day, and then they go with their dad in the evening, and they don't come back until Sunday. So, I mean, I deserve to have an extraordinary, awesome weekend, and I'm going to have that regardless of what anybody else chooses to do. I'm going to enjoy yummy desserts because I deserve it, regardless of if I'm enjoying them with someone or alone. I deserve to have an amazing meal. I deserve to spend the day exactly how I want to spend it. And like, yeah, I'm just I'm just gonna do my thing because I think it's gonna be kind of cloudy and I can't go to the beach because it'll be way too cold. And I deserve to be nice and toasty warm too. So, I mean, sometimes I can't control the weather. That doesn't mean I won't bring the beach to me. I mean, I kind of did. I did bring the beach to me. Those are seashells that I actually collected off of my favorite beach, in case you were wondering what was in that bowl and where I got all those seashells. It was from every single trip that I've taken to the beach because I was like, you know what? I deserve to decorate my place the way I want to decorate it. And what I want is to bring the beach home so that in the winter, I've still got little parts of the ocean with me. And just, I deserve to have everything that I desire. And I am enough just as I am. And I don't have to do anything or prove anything to anyone. I know that the right people are going to see that. And anybody who either can't or won't doesn't matter because in the end, I'm awesome. I get to spend time with me every day for the rest of my life. So you get to spend time with you. Are you the version of yourself that you want to spend time with? If you're not, maybe you might want to examine that. And who can you connect with who already sees the magic that you don't recognize yet in yourself? All right. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.